Better unmute myself, I guess. Oh, welcome to the third live stream. I think it's the third live stream of 2024. I think that's right. We had to skip last week and the first 2 weeks of the year. But we'll have some family stuff this week. So last week it was me. This week it's him. So I'm going to do this alone, flying solo. Put out a Twitter poll last week about what things we should cover during the live stream. And one of those things, or the winner of those things, I guess, is that we should cover responsive building in FlutterFlow. So one of the things we've covered a lot in this live stream is responsive building in FlutterFlow. So we're going to just dive into it again because that's a thing. We do have a lot of web apps built in FlutterFlow, actually. I mean, if you look at our showcase, if you look at even some of the production apps or the case studies that we have, some of the most beautiful apps I've seen are responsive, web app, mobile app, everything. So it's pretty cool. I will respond to the chat. Hey guys, Carol, Eli, Jamie, although you are early to arrive, I'm just going to call you Jamie because that's your name. So thanks for joining. Small bunch, but it's to be expected, right? When you miss a week, come back and it is quite small. So I have a question because my Twitter poll said we should do responsive building. Okay. Can we? All right. Jamie, you gotta chill. Okay. No more Wix jokes. All right. We're gonna, if people want to use whatever backend, that's the beauty of FlutterFlow, right? They can use Wix. They could use Django. I think that's a backend. They can use whatever they want. They can use their mother's kitchen sink if they wanted to, right? So they can bring it to FlutterFlow, connect that. And that's the beauty of it. So what we like to do is, cover responsive building. Is there anything specific or any use cases that are specific to you guys that you want to see showcased, that you guys want to see? That you want an example of? Because I've done a lot of dashboards. We've done grid view. It's been interesting, and there are multiple ways to build responsively. So somebody said best practices, and then we had the whole debacle last week, and I was like, oh man, I don't know if I want to cover, best practices when I'm the cause of all that. There was some criticism of FlutterFlow. It was all due to me. Thank y'all. It was just stuff that I had built a long time ago that wasn't built, beautifully from a back-end perspective. So, all right. Maybe you should have her on the stream. Joseph, we will have Leah on the stream. Don't worry. She's excited to join. We're going to have Shovik on the stream sometime. I've already sent out some invites to other team members. We want to expand it beyond myself and Will. So we will have them. No problem. But yeah. All right. Airbnb search page, tablet and mobile. Now, Jamie, that is a request for sure. That is a request. Okay. Let's go ahead and see what Airbnb search page is. It's very specific to my friend Jamie's sort of product. His is very, let's go to Airbnb. I'll share my screen. We're just taking this as inspiration. Okay. We're going to share my screen here. Airbnb search page, tablet and mobile. Okay, so we're not going to do desktop. All right. Let's see. I have no template. So I'm open to things, whatever suggestions you may have. Okay. I wanted to showcase a couple things like, text fields on focus state. I saw somebody in the chat was like, oh, I want iOS styled text fields, right? Where you touch into them or you tap into them and, they basically just change a color instead of having the floating label and all that stuff. So showcasing that in FlutterFlow, super easy. I can do that in a minute and a half. So let's see. Reflection of FlutterFlow teams past week. Product that good. Yes. Okay. Yeah. As far as customs goes, dude, to be criticized is like the highest compliment. Let's be honest. especially when the thing we're compared against is the mother language of which we are building our platform on. So I think it's a huge compliment. So, all right. Oh, dude, Dre, this is great. Okay, cool. Thank you so much for saying this. I'm glad, because another question that I have, I know on these live streams, I'm like, hey, I'm asking questions, dude. I am my goal, right, or my task I've been assigned for this first quarter of 2024 is to build 100 new template screens. Okay, 100. Our goal is to have 15 new flows as well. So Will and I would be working on those, and so we would love feedback. I'm creating a user survey right now that I'm going to send out to our community. And if you guys could just respond to that, I would love to know like what pages are beneficial for you, right? Mainly this is for, or like, I think the people that would benefit most are people that build a lot of apps for either clients or themselves. So I find myself building a lot of demo apps or for client apps, right? Like whenever I go back to Clay or whatever, I will build a lot of client apps and, search pages, profile pages, authentication. Those are all very common flows that I have to do over and over again. So thank you so much. And I also love the chat flow. I'm trying to update it with audio recording, which we sort of almost got working. But we'll see. I may add it just as a separate flow. And also you can add on or edit or adjust those chat flows in every flow. You don't have to just keep what I have. So let's see. All right. Happy Thursday. Andrew, thank you so much for joining. Joseph, oh man, this is a good one. Okay. I'm just going to cover a few questions. Gustavo, we have this on the docket. We have it on the docket. It is quite complicated, but it's a huge enterprise request. So we are hopefully going to adjust this. So, and for those just joining, I don't know if how many have just joined, but why are we looking at the Airbnb homepage? We are going to build responsively. And so in order to build responsively, I've asked for everybody joining or everybody on this live stream what we should build. And the only update I got was Airbnb. So let's see. Review flows, please. Reviews flow. Okay. I like this. Eli, this is easy. We can do this. I'll add that to the docket. Joseph, not yet. This is in flux. The ability to do this will happen in 2024. So, any plan for production ready yet? I hope it's a joke because it's almost laughable. All right, we would need a map location. Yeah, Google Maps needs updated. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and do this. We're going to build essentially the Airbnb homepage, more or less, if you guys are okay with that. And I'll just go over how I would do this. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what it looks like in, maybe tablet and mobile. Okay, so essentially we're just getting rid of the top two bars here. Okay, now building Airbnb has a lot of SEO involved. So building this type of application on FlutterFlow, well, I mean, if it's customer facing, right? Do a landing page or something to get better SEO. We do have some stuff that works, right? We have some SEO management for Flutter in general, but running ads and really climbing the charts is going to be, hard to do just in Flutter. It's not a FlutterFlow issue. It's just a Flutter. It's really a web app issue, But beyond that, it's not really web app, I guess. React is pretty good. But building this layout, we can do. So we'll do that. Let's see. Okay. Joseph, I'll address this. I think this was asked last week, and I don't think we ever got to it. There's not a way to do this. I think there are some custom widgets. That data table is really the thing that would or could do this. We just updated it. We're still fixing some bugs on it, but building spreadsheets is a complicated issue. So there are some pub dev packages I would recommend, or I would just say. All right. Okay, Jamie, let's see. Search page for profile, because I realize search is actually super easy with variable grid view. Yes, you're right. It is. And I love variable grid view. I also hate it, but we'll do that. Suggestion, birthday verification, FlutterFlow. Okay. Yes. Vishus, you can build production-ready apps in FlutterFlow, 100%. My agency, Kaleo Design, has built. I haven't been able to because I'm like working for FlutterFlow, but my agency, Kaleo Design, we've launched 4 production-ready applications. I mean, they're making money. For you, one has over 100K in profit over 2 years, and the other 2 have over. One of them has over 1,000 users, right? Because, like, let's be honest, when you're building applications, any application, like whether you're a traditional developer, a team, a startup, like getting users is tough, and most apps don't have 200,000 users. Okay, some of them do, which is awesome. But a lot of these, they're real production ready apps. Yes, they're used every day. And they are admin panels and mobile apps and Android and iOS. So yes, you can build production ready apps. You can go to the showcase page on our website that just launched. You can view some amazing products that our customers have built at FlutterFlow. So very, very nice. Okay. What is variable grid view? Is it normal grid view, or am I missing something? Dre, we'll cover this. Suggestion for community tab is create session for performance question suggestions. Okay. Yes. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to manage chat and build and review this. So I'm going to throw Airbnb on my right, which is where my monitor is, and then I'll build on my left. And so I'm going to share this tab instead. Okay. Now this is going to be a nightmare. Manage chat, view Airbnb, and build Airbnb. Okay. All right. So let's start out. I'm going to just create a new page here. I'm going to utilize my own page, Jamie, or my own theme, Jamie. So we're not going to copy Airbnb specifically, right? We'll just create a new page. We'll call it live stream clone. And again, we're not going to utilize this. Sorry, we're just using Airbnb as an example. We're not utilizing this for anything. We're just educational purposes. We're just rebuilding Airbnb. I think I need to say that. So 2 things when you're building responsively. Typically, I would say, for web applications, you would want to start in a row rather than a column, right? Because you typically want to stack, side navigation and then content. And you would basically have side navigation in a row, which would be a container, and then a column in that row, and then that's where you'd stack all of the Airbnb stuff. But Airbnb has a vertical navigation, so we're going to just start with a column, which is great. We're going to drag a container in here because we want a little bit of, background color at the very top. So, and please, I won't be able to manage the chat and build, so I'm sorry. Manually coded app and a FlutterFlow app. This is great. If somebody wants to answer Vishush, that would be great. I would love that. I'm just gonna go in here and build this, and hopefully this is beneficial for y'all. I want a little border, and I just asked for sort of independent border styling, and it's not default out of Flutter, so we'd have to build a custom package. So I don't know if that's going to come anytime soon. So we're just going to do this little CSS hack. Well, it's not a CSS hack, but it's just a hack that I've used, and I'm going to continue to use. So, all right, we want this text to be center aligned, and we'll say, welcome to our cloned app. And I will change the body text. Now, one thing that's important, and the more I work with other developers and builders, right, the more I realize, like, oh, this is not standard. I will always use my theme colors and my text styles when I build applications, period. I do that in Figma, okay? So it's not just a FlutterFlow thing, it's a design system thing. So if you want to build within best practices, please utilize themes and utilize textiles and change the root of that textile. So if you want, we have 16 textiles. I know the naming structures can't be changed, both for our colors and our textiles, but if you just utilize them and edit the root, your life is going to be a lot easier when you start building robust applications for clients or for others, and you have multiple people coming in and editing stuff. You don't have like individual values in your application. So, sorry, just a note. Okay, now we're going to change our background. They have a white background, so we're going to do that, and we're going to do a little row here. We don't need I don't think we need a container because we don't have a max width. It doesn't seem, at least, right? I mean, I guess there's a max width. So, all right, we'll wrap this in a container so that we can set a max width. Okay. You guys just tell me if I'm going too fast and I don't know, somebody text me or something. All right, we're going to set our max width, and I've started to do this. So constants, we have these constant values here. So we have constant or max width 1430, right? We can change our max width, but that way we have a consistent max width and we don't have those individual values again, right? So we're going to call this max width. Now what we need is we need this to actually be to show in the builder, which I'll talk with the devs about that. But yeah, we'll do that. And we'll add a little bit of padding just to provide us some space. We'll go ahead and drag an icon in here for our logo, because why not? And we'll drag in some text here. And let's go ahead and adjust this. Oh man, I don't know. What kind of logo should we have? We should do, I really like this one. Just do that for now. We'll make it our primary, make it 44. Again, we'll just do medium and clone stay. All right. I'm going to wrap this guy in a row and drag this guy in a row. Hopefully it works here, because I want to add a little bit of space here. So spacing, so important. Also, I was talking with John, right, about structure. We talk about structure a lot. And these structural widgets that we use are not rendered in the application per actually Flutter. So little note to say. So you can do, container, row, which is going to house all of our stuff. And then we have 3 sections in this row. So we have a logo up here, which could just be an image. We have 3 text elements. So I'll show you this. Sorry. 3 text elements here. And then we have a section over here with some elements. So what I'm going to do is I did a row instead of an image. We're going to do another row here that will be centered. And then we'll do a row over here as well for this stuff. So hopefully, I need to remove this. Yeah, that's a great thing. Codes for you, great tool for people who don't know. Ding, ding, ding. Nice. Thank you guys. Thank you, Jamie, Carol, and Andrew for answering questions. And let's see, view this tab instead. All right. So let's go ahead and drag another row in here. And then in this row, and I'll just duplicate that as well. And I'll expand that row and center align it. And then what we want is some containers so that I can do, because I don't really want buttons up here per se. I would like links. I mean, you could do buttons, but yeah, I'm just going to do this just like I would in a traditional navigation, a side navigation or something. So I will do this, and I'm going to set the child alignment here. I'm going to copy and paste this into here. We'll center align this, and we'll say, what does Airbnb say? Okay. Stays, and I'll copy and paste that, and we'll say experiences, and we'll copy and paste that and say, I don't want to use everything that they say. So I'm going to say Recent. Okay. And then I'm going to select all three of these, and I'm just going to apply 16 pixels padding so that I can get rid of the container width. Boom. There you go. I can also expand all those if I wanted to. Looky there. We could also just set them to be implicit. So if we wanted like 150, right? They're sort of centered. The reason why they're not centered is because we have this row over here taking up a amount of space, and then we have this row over here taking up a amount of space. So what we could do is we could just do space in between here, and on this row we'll just unexpand it. Maybe we'll do space in between here like that. Oh, this one. Yes, like that. Okay. Cool. Almost there. We still have that space issue, so we'll figure it out. We may just do containers over here. All right. So let's do that. We will just do a widget over here. I think we have a template for this account box that we can use. Maybe not. Okay, we'll just do a small one. We'll do a container here, and we'll make it 44 pixels. It is oval, so we'll just make it 50. We're going to set a border color here, so alternate, and that's good. We have both an avatar icon and a menu icon, so we'll do both of those. We'll do a row, right? We need some alignment in here. And for those just joining, sorry if you are, I don't know how many people. Okay, 40, great. We're rebuilding. We're just showcasing how you can rebuild complex web applications responsively. So we're building the homepage for Airbnb currently, just as a note. We'll do that here, and we'll do that. Okay, and then I'm going to do another container here, and I'm going to make it circle 32, and they have sort of a gray color. There you go. All right, and then I also want an icon. Okay. All right. Perfect. Perf. I'm going to do that. And then this icon is going to be an account user. And we'll make it, let's make it secondary background. Okay, we'll do that. And then this one's going to be a menu icon. And we'll do that. Okay. And then we should be able to just remove that width. And then again, we can add spacing. I love this. I really do. I love spacing. You don't have to do padding on one or padding on the other. You can just do spacing in here, which is really beautiful. And we could have done spacing on the inside and outside instead of padding here. 6 of one, half a dozen of another. But we'll do like 8 maybe. I sort of want this round guy to sort of touch or really fit that concentric. All right, that's good. That's good. And then we can just do this. We'll do 8 pixels or even 12 pixels on this side. Whoa. All right. Cool. So there you go. We have another icon button over here. So we'll do this. And we should do it in this row. We have a row there. So let's go ahead and open that up. And we'll do that. And then in this row, we're going to say, I'm going to name it right nav. That's the right. Okay. We'll add some space. We'll add a little bit of, we actually need no background here. We'll do secondary and we'll do language. Yeah. Okay. Cool. And then they have one more button. So again, we could do a button, Airbnb your home. So again, I'll just showcase this. They have this button right here. We have that pretty much, not 100%, but it's getting there. So let's go ahead and do a button here. And this button obviously will do 0. We'll make it white. We will utilize it has medium dark. And we'll say show my room. Okay. And we'll even just do that. It also has a little hover effect. So let's go ahead and add some hover to this, right? Okay, so show my room. Almost there. We need to really need to space this. So let's go ahead and do that. And we can do center. Okay. Now the fun part arrives, because in order to center this, we have to do some stuff, right? This would bother me, I'm sure, bother most of you. Let's go ahead and wrap this guy in a container, and we'll set this to like 330. All right, maybe 230. 230, that's good. We'll do the same over here. We will wrap this container. We'll make this 230. Oop, we need more. So let's go ahead. We're going to say 270, 280. Sounds good. That sounds good. We'll right align it right there. And 280. Boom. Now let's review this code. It's going to be pretty buggy. That's not so bad. Okay, cool. We're going to make that a component anyways. We'll make this top section a component, right? I'm going to say top nav. Boom. And back. And we haven't adjusted it for mobile yet. We will do that. We'll actually like adjust these. We'll remove show your room. You know, we may remove the clone stay on mobile. So, okay, now let's build this. I hope this is helpful. I hope you guys are here. I mean, more people are joining. So, all right, we're just going to build. Now we're going to build this section. Okay, this is going to be fun. This is going to be, we're not building this. Jamie, I'm sorry. We only have an hour and 33 minutes. We have 33 minutes. Okay. We can showcase one of these, but we're not going to do all of them. Just so you know, we'll do this one because it's fun. But yeah, I'll do this. All right, let's go ahead and build a container here. And this is probably like 800 pixels. So that's what we'll do. We'll make it like 72. We'll add some padding here. We'll do like 770. It is oval, so we're gonna do 64. We'll give it a small border, 1 pixel. We'll give it a box shadow because that's what it has. Okay. Oh, I didn't do this border radius. So 64. Okay. Nice. I think it's actually like 64 tall as well. Perfect. Okay. I'm gonna it's centered. Nice. So we want a row because obviously we want to stack things horizontally here. And if you guys just want to see me do the grid view rather than this, oh Lord, there's some scroll effects on this. Jamie, this is a terrible example. I'm going to say, all right, I'm going to do some padding here. Okay. Yeah. All right. Jamie wants me to explain why I'm starting with desktop first. Okay. Because the reason why I'm starting with desktop first is there's more to show on desktop than there is on mobile. So I'm going to, like I would most likely do this in design as well. So in Figma, I would start with desktop. So I need all of this stuff. And then on mobile, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hide this and hide that and add, there's going to be an action here. I'm going to adjust the style here. I'm going to hide these things and put them in a menu. Like I'm just now adapting the interface. So I'm going to conditionally hide that. But I have everything I need. I don't need to build it in mobile and then, I go to desktop where there's nothing there. So for me, it's a complexity thing. Like I want the highest level of complexity. And for me, that's the desktop version. There's more things visible. And then on mobile, there's less things. So it's just hooking up. This links to a component or a menu instead of shown. So that's why I'm saying that. Yes, Eduardo, this video is being recorded. So you should have it on our channel. We can't see. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Thank you. Here. Sorry. Desktop, all of this stuff. On mobile, hide this, hide this, hide this, maybe hide this or make this smaller, and then make this smaller as well, or show something completely different, right? Make this I'm going to make this a component, so maybe I'll have a desktop view, mobile view. I'm going to see what Airbnb does, but yeah, that's why I'm starting with desktop. So let me see if I need to catch up on anything. Use its own library, so I can't use it in my code. Is there any solutions? It's a developer question. Sorry, Hamza. There are solutions. We have a FlutterFlow UI package. I think there's a CLI. There are things you can do to use this in your own code, I think, or to be able to do that. Okay, we're still looking. Thank you all for letting me know you were looking at the Airbnb page. All right, so just have that mental model. Maybe you guys can pull up the Airbnb. We have a search text field over here. We have a check-in date, check-in, check-out date, and a who, an add guest. So 4 drop downs, really. The beautiful thing, we're going to do this. It's going to be fun. And this is sort of what I wanted to showcase earlier, because this text field widget is so cool. I'm going to set a width on this. So like 300. I'm going to decrease that. The text field widget is so cool because we have this new widget state, which is like has focus. Widget state has focus. Okay. So that is cool for numerous reasons. We're going to showcase it on here because it's going to be really fun. I'm going to do 44 maybe. Yeah, I want something like that. And then I don't need padding on this. Let's go ahead and remove that. Perfect. For now, I'll use the border, but we'll eventually not use the border here. And we will say, so what they have here, right? They say where, and then search destinations as a hint. Okay. Something like that. It's not bad. Probably needs a little more padding, but again, we're going to just call this, we'll remove that padding. We'll just add a little more. Just add like 8. There you go. Oh, that did nothing. Oh well. Maybe we'll do 8 here, 8 here, 8 here, and 4 there. Maybe. Oh well. Okay. Search destinations. Add check-in date, which is a drop down or a date picker, right? We're just going to do a date picker. So we'll do a little container here. All right, and then another container. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a drop down. I'm just going to create a drop down and show you how when a widget state has focus, you can do a custom dialog that appears underneath. So you can get that same feel of what Airbnb has. So let's go ahead and do that first. Let's go ahead and create a component. And this component is something not like we have. We do not have something like this. So we will just do something that we can. Let's see. Do we have card views? Do I have any grid views? I do not. All right. We're just going to create one then. Create. Apologize, guys, for those joining. Cloning Airbnb. Lots of fun. Choose destination. Okay. And we're going to do this. Okay. Fun fact. If you want to have a container that has a variable height in a component, just wrap it in a column and set that column to min, right? And then in your, when you do a custom dialog, you won't have to set, like this could be a dynamic height, more or less. So, okay. All right, so Airbnb has this drop down. So we'll just do a grid view with a container and some text, and we'll call that. So we're not going to get through this whole thing. I apologize. In this hour. Okay, cool. Grid view, perfect. We'll do that. We don't need this guy. And for now, it's giving me an error layout issue, right? Because this, when we drag the grid view, it's going to be expanded. So what we will do for now, we will just set this, give this a height. So we'll do 500, right? We're going to remove it, but we need this grid view in here. And then we need to unexpand that grid view. We need to make it a shrink wrapped. This is not going to be dynamic, so it won't matter if it's shrink wrapped. And then we can remove the height of this because it'll be a standard height. Okay, now we just need a column here and a container. And in that column, we're going to do like 12 spacing and cross-axis alignment start because I want this container to be full. And I'm just, again, for viewing purposes, 8 pixels, text right here. We will expand this guy all the way down and we'll say destination name. Okay. And we'll just make this a component. Again, we'll say destination, and then we can edit that or duplicate it or whatever we need. So let's see. Dun, 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 dun. All right, cool. They have a smaller header, so we'll just adjust that to like this guy, and I'll say choose destination. All right, and also we have this column within here that has a lot of padding. Let's go ahead and remove that and make it 6. And even like the top, maybe I would say, yeah, I'm going to do 12, 16, 12, 16. Okay, cool. Now, all this is going to do is we're just going to showcase how you can do a custom align dialog when a input has widget. Focus state. When a text field has focus state. Guys, I apologize. So one thing we need to update. We need this. I'm going to do a fill border because this is what I want to showcase. We'll do secondary background. We're going to do update page on focus change, right? I'm going to update our cursor to primary. And then what we'll do is on focus change, we can adjust this. So conditional value. If condition, we don't need condition. If widget state has focus, we will do this as our alternate 1. And if not, we'll do it as our secondary background. I'm going to go ahead and run a test mode so that when we're done building this, we can showcase it. All right, and then in this text field, what we'll do is on focus change, right? We have this action here. Ah, crap. Guys, I hope that wasn't. Oh man, I'm sorry. See, this is why I need a co-host. I was doing all of that. Wow. All right, this is what we built. Apologize, guys. This is what I built. This is my drop down. What I did was over here on this. Oh, dude, I'm sorry. I'm such an idiot. Again, yeah. All right. Update page on focus change. Here, we are doing a custom color. So when that text field has focus, I'm changing the background to my accent 1. Otherwise, it's secondary. I'm going to do a test mode, but what I want is when this has focus, right, this will light up. And then I also want an action. So on focus change, I want to custom dialog. I'm going to do a custom dialog. I'm going to select the dialog here, destination. No, I'm sorry, choose destination. Choose destination. We won't have a barrier color for now. We're going to do a line with target. And, well, let's see. We're going to do center left, and we're going to do, here's center left align. All right. We're going to try this. This is always we'll come up with some previews for this. But oh, here, I think if I make this smaller, yeah, okay, then you can see it. Perfect. Or hopefully you guys can see it. All right, so we have align with target. We're gonna do center. It's gonna be at the bottom. We're gonna align it to the top left, hopefully. And then we'll do avoid overflow. So when this has focus, we should get a dialogue. It'll be interesting because I'm pretty sure the dialogue will take up the space, but maybe not with the align. So, all right. Let's see. Okay. He's in the zone. Yeah, sorry guys. Build trances. Cool. All righty. Oh, one thing we didn't do is we didn't hook up where we navigate to this. So for the sake of this demo, what I'll do is on this page, right, we'll edit this side nav, and we'll just go ahead and change this ticket to live stream clone. Perfect. And so whenever we click tickets, we'll just get to this live stream clone. And then on this component, we could just like get back home if we wanted to, right? We could just say Webflow 1 just for the heck of it, right? We'll do instant. Okay. Let's just go ahead and see. We'll do instant reload. Instant reload. Just do the profile preview cards. Well, time out, dude. We're not going to do all those animations and all that stuff. So let me send me a link to the profile preview cards. Okay, Jamie? All right, perfect. Oh, come on now. All right, so we have some bug. Maybe we did a on page load. Let's see. Oh, you know why? This is annoying. You know why? Because we have autofocus. Turn autofocus off. Share this tab. So I had autofocus on this. We turn it off. Okay. And then our action, we have align with target widget here. We're gonna do custom color. We're gonna just make this transparent because it was showcasing it. Okay, choose dialog. We're gonna go back to our choose destination here. I'm gonna make sure that, yep. All right, so we have an alignment issue here. We want to remove this, right? This has an alignment. And so it's just coming up to the top of the page when it was aligned. So here, we want this to be aligned to the dialogue. So let's try it again. All right. I'm going to go to share. Okay. All right. Well, thank you all for joining and being a part of this. I hope this is helpful. We'll see if this works. Okay, so we have some alignment issues, obviously. But, and we also need to like close it. So let's go ahead and dismiss dialog. I'm going to go back to building and dismiss custom dialog. Okay. Non-blocking. All right. So our alignment is off. So let's go ahead and maybe do here and here. Okay. Dialog alignment, target alignment. Let's try this. Let's try it. I'm going to just play. All I did was changed it, dialog alignment to the top, target alignment to the top. All right, I'm going to try this. Again, this is just me working through it, working through it. Okay. All right, just do the profile cards. Rows that show the photo name location. That way people see. Okay, yeah, you're right. All right, we have 44 minutes. Cool. We won't spend so much time on this. I'm going to just showcase this and then we'll do the grid views. So not even the tabs. We won't do the tabs. We'll just do the property cards. Okay. All right. This is better. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's better. Well, Still some issues. All right, let's go ahead. We're gonna continue building our clone of a famous app. All right. For now, we can do the tab view, I guess. We'll just do tab view down here. Boom. And we'll do icons. I'm pretty sure we can show icons here. So let's go here. We'll say home. Please use custom icons when you do this. We'll say cabins. Okay. And they have a dark, right? So the primary text there. Also, we want this to be much smaller. So let's go ahead and do like medium. Perfect. Let's do a custom selection here and do that. And then we can just go and set icons for all of these. Business, something like this, and apartments. We're just going to do 3 of these. Cabins. I don't know if there's a cabin. Oh, nice. Perfect. All right, cool. So yeah, just pretend like there's a billion of these little guys. And we're going to, first of all, I think I'm going to wrap this in a container as well. Oh, sorry. I'm going to wrap this guy in a container as well so that I can do a max width here. And what we'll do is I'll set the max width first, just so you guys can see it. And then we'll set it from variable constant, so max width. Okay, we will add a little bit of padding to the top of this. Okay. And I wonder if you can, let's do this. 0 margin. We'll do scrollable and we'll do left aligned. Okay. Cool. Again, not perfect comparison, but a decent comparison. Okay, just normal cards. Andrew, Kevin, yeah, I'm so glad that my failure can inspire you that you can also fail and be okay with it. Hey, what I learned is you keep building. Nobody's perfect. So, grid view. Gritty view. All right, we'll see. We have a grid view here. And let's go ahead and build out our company or our cards. So what I am going to do, all we need is a container. Okay, first. We could do a column because we're going to stack stuff. So we'll do that. Let's go ahead and view these again. So we have each of these. We have a page view actually within this. So that's fun. That's fun. I'm not going to do the page view right now. I will do it later, or maybe a second stream or something. We'll showcase this. You can totally do this in FlutterFlow. It's super cool. But we'll just do this, and then we'll showcase how you can do responsive, right? So that's the point of this. All right. Now this grid view, we will add a little bit of padding. 12. We're going to align left. We're going to do infinity here. And then let's go ahead and drag our texts in. Sorry. Switching back. My B. Image just did a infinity, and I'm just going to drag a bunch of texts here. So 1 and 2 and 3, and then maybe a rich text. Rich text. I love the rich text widget. It really helps. So, and then on this column, I'm just going to do item spacing of 4 because it's going to give a little bit of spacing in between each of these. And on these two, we can change the body text style to like label medium. This is our, this is sort of our title. And so I'm going to adjust my theme so that I can, right? I said earlier, adjust your theme. So we're going to do that. We're going to do this 18 and bold. And then I'm going to make that my title large. Okay. So right now it's headline small. I'm going to do title large. And I'm going to say, Canyon Lake, Texas. All right. And then here we're going to say mountain and lake views. Oh, I have cabins. Oh, well. And we're going to do the date here, February 25th through March 1. And then down here, I'm just going to remove this first one. I'm going to say 204. And then here I'll say night. Okay, reason why we're doing a rich text here, you can see, if you can do it, the reason why we're doing rich text here is because we want this 204 to be dynamically set. And we also want to change the style a little bit. So we're going to just do bold here. And we'll do like body medium. And I think we can do bold, right? Come on now. Maybe extra bold. Yeah, extra bold. Okay, cool. But when you make this dynamically, you do want this text span to be dynamic, and then this one not to be. So you could do rich text, or you could do combined text. Doesn't matter. Or I don't know what it matters actually. I don't know what it matters like in code. But we will expand this. So this will take up the full height. This will look a lot better when we do the grid views. So let's go ahead and make this a component, right? We do want this little guy to be a component. It's going to be a property listing. Property card. Okay. Perfect. Now, if somebody wanted to, right? They could come up with some default, let's just say mountain cabin. We could hook this up to Firebase. You could see it real time. It'd be very cool. So maybe next time we hook it up to data, just dummy data, right? And we'll showcase it. So I'm just going to copy and paste these. Let's see. Airbnb has 4 across. So we will do that. We will do 4 across here. Perf. And then we'll do 12 and 12 here. Child aspect ratio is 1. Not bad. I hate that little scrolling. Let's see what they do. They have a nice scrolling. Yes, they do. Okay. Well, it's just there are some ways that FlutterFlow, or just Flutter, sorry, not FlutterFlow. Flutter has some issues with scrolling properties. So we've said, hey, use shrink wrap, and then you can scroll the column instead of the grid view, or the whatever you have here. Shrink wrap does not perform well, does not give you good performance on the web. Okay, so if you do that, don't have 100 listings, right? Don't have 50 listings. Have like 20. If you do shrink wrap, make sure there's a finite number of dynamic values, right? So I'm going to do this because I absolutely dislike scrolling within here. I want to scroll within this column here. So I'm going to do that. Ooh, it's some issues. Probably because this tab bar is ever expanded. Oh, yes, container is expanded. Okay, cool. Well, we'll figure it out. Okay. 8 and 44. Okay. Perf. All right, I'm going to make this a little taller here. Yeah, that was very little. We have that. Okay, and we have our test mode up. So let's go ahead and talk about dynamic grid views, which were mentioned earlier. Okay. Let's see. Watch Andrew try. Cool. Thank you so much. Jamie, Andrew, Kevin, thanks for answering all the chat. So yeah, somebody asked a question, dynamic grid views. What does that mean? What does it look like? Talk to me. And so essentially what it does is we are able to set this cross count and spacing and all this stuff, child aspect ratio, from a variable. And so when we're able to do that, we're able to trigger responsive values here. So we can do this. So we can showcase, on mobile, we can do 1. On tablet, we can do 2. On desktop, we can do 4. And then we have this like else value. We'll do 4 as well. Okay, so we have that. We can also do this child aspect ratio. So we'll do the same. We'll just easily do this responsive value. Again, you don't have to do This, if you wanted to set it, hey, on screen width, 1200, more than 1270, do this, more than 700, you could do that. We just give you this out of the box. So we'll do like 0.8. We'll do 1, we'll do 1, and we'll do 1. Not a big deal here, but let's go ahead and bring up our test mode and see what it looks like. Just gonna instant reload here again. Shrink wrap warnings, but then I take it off. Yeah, Big B. Shrink wrap is, I didn't know about this either. I was talking with Abel, our CEO, and he's like, oh yeah, don't do shrink wrap. That's terrible. Okay, we have a page view here. Cool, we have this. Our max width is not being, well, actually it probably is. This isn't wide enough. Yeah, so we can set our max width to lower, right? We can set it to like maybe 900, or we could set more padding on this. Okay, we have grid view. Let's go ahead and to tablet. Okay, having some issues here. Let's see if we can do tablet here. Not really. Okay, well, we have one here. That's great. Okay, we need some overflow issues, obviously, right? We're going to adjust that. So we'll do that. But this is looking good. Beyond this, right, tablet view, it needs to be, we need less than 4. So let's go back and see what's happening. Well, first, let's see what our breakpoints are. 991, that's probably it. So let's go ahead and up this to 1270. We'll do this, 991. Okay, that's exact. I don't know why we set default to 991. I think it comes from another design system I won't mention. And we just said, it's good enough for that large design system. It's good enough for us. I disagree. I always set this to 1270. That's like a small laptop. And this is much, much more common. So, all right, let's see if we can go back and view. Also, we could like maybe remove this. We could remove this padding if we wanted to, right? We have padding on here of 12. So we can remove that padding. And then on these screens, right, we could set the cross-axis alignment by default, or we could just set it like 24 and 24, something like that. What we'll also do is on this grid view, we'll set some padding, 16 and 16. So our mobile, it won't be, we'll still get some spacing. Okay. I think that works. And hopefully the grid view actually works now. Should be 3 or 2 even. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate that. All right. Let's see. Tablet. No, still not. Well, it's 1024, but it should be, that should be, here's 2. Nice. Okay. So 1, not bad. Not bad. We'll adjust this. Next, what we'll do is we'll just adjust this up here. So that, oh my gosh. Share this tab instead. I apologize, guys. Okay. So we have this, right? We have this tablet view, but this is 1024. If you go down to this, you get 2, which is nice. Sort of want that much better. And then mobile, right? We get 1. So this is like, if you're working with data like this, I would suggest using a grid view, if it's very routine and you do want sort of this view on desktop, and then one single one on mobile. I have also created a sample app this week, a new task manager, and it has a list view of tasks on mobile and then a grid view on desktop, but it's very different designs. So I just conditionally hid, or I did responsive visibility on the grid and the list view. So, and that's another way to do this responsiveness. So, tuning on new ideas. Okay, let's go ahead and adjust this so it doesn't look terrible on mobile. So on mobile, we want this to hide, right? And then we'll go down to the component level here, and we will also hide this on mobile. Okay, and we're going to hide this guy on mobile. and we'll keep that. We could essentially set this to, well, we could set responsive text, right, which would reduce the size of this on mobile. We could also we'll remove it just on mobile. We'll leave it on tablet. But let's go ahead. So now we have this grid view. Let's see, child aspect ratio. No, we have the grid view here. Count 2, 4. Okay, so maybe 3? I don't know why. I guess we just have, yeah, I'm just wondering. 3, 4. We'll just try it. For some reason, well, I guess that makes sense. Sorry, we have, yeah, 4. All right. We'll see how this works. I'm going to share this tab instead. We'll instant reload. Wait, could you not? Were you guys seeing that? Screen. Hopefully you guys saw that. You guys let me know what you missed. I was just removing this stuff up top, hiding this. I'll showcase it. This is still a large tablet, so we'll do. This is expected, right? Expected. Well, group. Oh my gosh. Yeah, need to definitely need to work on that. You don't want to do it on focus change, so I would maybe just utilize a container to get that custom dialog. So do tickets here, 1024. So again, we'll do this guy and we'll set mobile. Nice. This width is 330. So it's pushing everything, right? So what we'll do is we'll just remove that width on mobile, or we'll set it to like 64. Okay, cool. Oh, nice. We have 3. Do we have 3 here too? 4. Oh, looky there. Hey, we did do it. I'm impressed. I'm actually impressed. I did not know. I didn't know that. Didn't know. I will forever do that now. We have 2, and then we have 3, and then we have 2, and then 1. Looky there. That is as seamless as they come, I think. If I do say so myself. So, yeah, grid views are pretty awesome. So, I will share this tab. All right. If you guys missed it, handlebars show how it responds live to what changes. I don't know if we can. Yeah, we don't have handlebars in test mode, Jamie. And this it doesn't preview. So things from variable don't preview. So it's just gonna do that because we're setting this from variable. Now we are working on better previews for things from variable, and we are at time. So I'll just showcase. What I did was up this top nav, if you click into this, I responsibly hit this on mobile, hit this, and then we have this row down here that is a width of 280. And so what I'll do is I will just do conditional value, and I'll just set one conditional value. I could do the responsive. So again, I'm just going to do screen width, screen height, screen width. Okay, greater than or equal to 500. We'll just put an average number in there. So if it's greater than, then we'll do 280, right? And then if it's less than, we'll do 100. Okay. Yep. All right. And again, it's variable, so it won't necessarily hide right now, or you won't see it here. But when we view it live, we will. Okay. So we had this grid view on tab. I want a little bit of spacing up here, I guess, on this tab view. So I'm going to do 16 pixels left and 16 on the right. Actually, no, on the right. Yeah, we'll just do that. Okay, one last test mode, and then we're done for the day. I think we showcased some complex use case of building yeah, I mean, we didn't really rebuild Airbnb, but we used it as an example, right? And complex. We did not get this to work, but the grid view did, and I'm really happy with it. And yeah, this works. Again, we could do this at a smaller, but here now we have this, and we just overflowing a little. Oh, that's why we need the same over here. This width 280. Just need to remove that and set it to the same variable as this. So again, pretty easy. We'll hide this. Maybe next time we'll set this up where we can show a profile icon, right? I think that's what Airbnb does. So, or like a drop down. Yeah, this is very easy to do in FlutterFlow. We actually have one. So, yep, super cool. Anyways, thanks for joining, guys. Really seriously, thanks. Thanks for the input. And I apologize. I don't have a second, and my comments are way over here. So I got too focused and missed this. For those watching later, I apologize in retrospect. Please forgive me. So dynamic grid views, here they are. This is how to utilize them. This is not the only way to make responsive applications. Like I said, this is just one way to showcase, very standard information in grid for desktop, tablet, small tablet, and mobile. So one way to do it. Very cool. Awesome. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And yeah, thanks for joining. I will see if there's any pending questions. Grid view shows how easy it is to start a desktop and cascade everything down. Yes, it does. Again, part 2 stream, fix the bugs would be cool. Yeah, Dan, I could agree with you, right? We have some bugs in there, and also there's more to build, right? Drop downs, fun stuff. We'll try to figure out. I mean, even just that booking module, like just figuring that out, I think would be pretty cool. Yeah, beyond that, thank you guys again. I'll see you next week. I'll be here. Will should be here, or I'll get somebody else to join. Michael, John, the voice of FlutterFlow. Leah will join. She's just sort of getting ramped up on FlutterFlow, right? This is her 3rd week. So she has a lot going on, and she's changing a bunch of stuff in positive ways. And so to ask her to jump on a stream, this is just not her priority right now. So it will happen just in the future. Thank y'all. Have a